Hello there, you're watching New Vision TV. This is News Around Uganda. My name is Lynn Komjisha. We start off with Kampala. All hell broke loose yesterday in the evening at about 5 p.m. at Kira Road traffic lights near Kira Road police station when a heavy truck lost control and rammed into several vehicles, leaving scores critically injured. Yells of women, children and men filled the air amidst the noise from the banks of people cutting the vehicles to remove the traps, while blood oozing from the injured poured on the tarmac. It was a hard time for the police to keep away multitudes of spectators who blocked traffic flow and interrupted efforts to rescue the victims from the vehicles as night fell. By press time, no death had been reported, although dozens were in critical condition at Malaga Hospital with crushed legs or deep cuts. Some of the spectators accused police of delaying to respond as people remained trapped helplessly, and yet this was in front of a police station. It took about 3 hours for the police and residents to remove the last person from the taxi, which was cut into pieces in order to remove the trapped 14 passengers who were on board. Luke Owesigire, the Kampala Metropolitan Deputy Police Public Relations Officer, said the cause of the accident could have been a result of the truck's failure to stop. Now, in Mityana, residents of Mityana North constituency spent the Easter holidays in jubilation following a donation of 20 heifers by President Museveni. The cows were donated to the residents through their community economic empowerment program called Kisoboka Initiative. Last year, President Museveni visited the Tourism State Minister Godfrey Chiwanda's home in Chikunyu Village, Chikando Sub-County, to launch the Kisoboka Initiative. During the visit, Chiwanda took Museveni around his farm where he rears animals and grows crops. The residents told the president they were ready to continue fighting poverty through agriculture. They said they needed support in some areas in their struggle against poverty. The president promised them heifers on Monday. Chiwanda called residents to receive some of the cows donated by the president, saying that the president promised to give them 100 cows and already they have received 20. His address started before a fuso truck carrying cows arrived. He advised the beneficiaries to carefully look after the cows so that when one produces, a calf is given to another. Chiwanda promised that soon they will also receive chicken, pigs and goats to be distributed to residents. In Buyende district, the government will give 500,000 shillings to each family that lost a loved one in the rainstorm that swept Buyende and Kamuli districts Monday night. Disaster Preparedness State Minister Musa Echweru said the money is for condolence. This will be in addition to the over 200 bags of maize flour, 100 bags of beans, 100 saucepans, 500 mosquito nets and 200 blankets, which were given to the people affected by the downpour. Speaking during the burial of a father and his children who perished in the storm, Echweru said the money is not compensation for the dead, but upkeep for the bereaved families. Echweru rushed to Buyende to assess the magnitude of the destruction by the rainstorm that left 18 people dead, 400 without shelter, and 148 hospitalized in Buyende and Kamuli districts. After noticing the poor tree cover in the affected villages, Echweru pleaded with local leaders and the public to plant more trees. He also pledged to send technocrats to count the houses that were damaged so that arrangements are made to buy iron sheets for them. Now let's take a look at what's making headlines in today's New Vision. And if you cannot access the hard copy of the New Vision, please do subscribe to the e-paper by going to your Google Play Store. Follow the link on your screen and you'll have all Vision Group products. You're still watching New Vision TV. We go to Iganga District. Canon John Kiza, the vicar of All Saints Cathedral in Central Busoga Diocese in Iganga, said that some churchgoers deposit counterfeit banknotes in the offertory basket in church, which fake money gives a false impression that a lot of cash has been collected. Now, this is part of a wider problem. Louise Kasekende, the Deputy Governor of Bank of Uganda, recently disclosed that Busoga sub-region had been identified as one of the areas with a big amount of counterfeit money in circulation. Kasekende partly attributed the problem to people dealing with unlicensed and unregulated financial institutions. He noted that the proposed amendments to the Bank of Uganda Act include tougher penalties as a means to end the vice. Then in protest, the Right Reverend Patrick Wakula, the Bishop of Central Busoga Diocese, said some of the people who deposit fake notes in the offertory basket may be disgruntled with the leadership at the diocese. In Toro District, residents of Malaba Town Council, Toro District, have intensified the search for a middle-aged woman who was carried away by the fast-flowing river Malaba. Regina Ekako was swept away yesterday morning as she attempted to cross the river to pick vegetables that she had planted along the river's banks. Ekako underestimated the volume of the water after a heavy downpour on Tuesday night that caused a sudden flooding of the river. Another person, only identified as Echulu, had to cling on to tree branches for more than 6 hours as he waited for the water to recede. He had gone to Ekako's rescue. Amoni, a local Council 1 chairman, Cosmas Ekisa, said the river also washed away several homes and gardens, leaving hundreds of residents in dire need of shelter and food. He singled out the home of Ikase Igualat, which was razed to the ground, resulting in the loss of everything. This forced the occupants to flee to the mainland. Ekisa said the floods had caused untold suffering in the community that was struggling to find food to support its families following the prolonged dry spell. Now, news coming in from Soroti District. The 13 Karimajong children that were last week intercepted by the police in Soroti town while being trafficked will today appear in court together with their parents. 3 other suspects that included the taxi driver, a conductor, and the lady who was meant to receive the children shall also be arraigned in court to face charges of human trafficking. Over the weekend, the police, with the aid of the trafficked children, managed to arrest Grace Asio, 58, of Asuret Sub-County, Soroti District, who is alleged to be involved in the trafficking of Karimajong children. The trafficked children all are from Napak District and were picked from a Peitolim trading center in Napak. They were headed for Soroti, where they would be linked to Asio. On Tuesday, the leadership of Napak District, led by the district chairman, Joseph Lomonyang, drove to Soroti to meet the children who were being kept at Amset Baby's home. Lomonyang was able to identify the children and said they were from this sub-county of Lopoe. He noted the council resolved that parents whose children are caught in any town to be arrested and prosecuted. One of the rescued children is 5 years old, while the oldest girls are 15 years. Most Karimajong children are hired as babysitters, while the older ones do casual work in people's gardens in Teso, and those that travel to Kampala end up begging on the streets. And that's the latest news around Uganda we had for you. Please visit our website, www.newvision.co.ug/video, for more of these stories and the latest updates. My name is Lynn Komjisha.